So you mentioned that you were seeing love coming in differently, or something changing, or, and I just wondered if you're seeing changes in that, or if that's affecting the archetypal realm, and if so, if you can say anything about what you're seeing there.
I mean, maybe I should kind of put it in this to give some contemporary context, because among a lot of people now there is an understanding that there is a need for a shift in consciousness or a paradigm shift. That the way we are living is unsustainable. Which is completely true, ecologically, in many different ways. And yet, that is in a way looking at the situation through the wrong end of the telescope. Because what that really means, that the situation is untenable, is that something is over. It's as simple as that. You don't have to be psychic, you don't have to be able to read tea leaves or to read the environment to know what we are doing is unsustainable, but the limitation, if you like, of people's perspective is they then think there is a problem, how can we fix it? Which is the very attitude that belongs to what is over. The difficulty is that we live in a culture that has actually systematically killed all its seers, killed all the prophets, not killed the shamans, but they kind of got left behind with, well, they were killed in certain indigenous cultures, yes, or like the Kogi in South America, who call themselves the Elder Brothers, they have been kind of sidelined even as they want to give their message out. So that what the prophet, what the mystic, what the real shaman would perceive is that something has changed. And, you know, do you work with what is dying, or do you work with what is coming into being? And so that's why I'm saying that trying to look at the fact we have a problem, how can we resolve it, is, you know, is a bit like the whole joke of this important climate change conference in Copenhagen, which, as some of you may have heard on the news today, is now going to be decided next year or the year after, which is, you know, nobody on this plane can make up their mind because the question is too big. But the mystic, if you look behind the veils of creation, you see that something is changing. And because I am a Sufi, I see how it is changing in love. Because there is a certain frequency, a certain note that is beginning to be present in the love that comes into the world that wasn't there before. There is, if you like, a slight shift in the axis of love. I try to give you another example. As you know, we each have a name. We each have a true name. Now, that true name defines our life. That's the magic of what is named. Which is why, for example, in some African cultures, when somebody gets into trouble, everybody gathers round who was at their naming ceremony and sings their name back to them to put them in harmony with their name. Your name has a vibration. But also, the vibration of your name can be changed. And if the vibration of your name is changed, then your life will change. It is as simple as that. So because love is what is essential in creation, love is actually the building blocks and also the energy in creation. If there is another note there, it means creation will change. And it has already started to change, but because we actually got rid of all the prophets and the seers and the the mystics, there's nobody here to say that. Nobody notices. Everybody's too busy. So as this energy comes into creation, it has a different vibration in it, which means it has a different purpose. When I started to be given this information, the first book I wrote about it was called The Signs of God, because I saw that the signs of God had begun to change. And the signs of God is where meaning is made manifest, where you begin to see the meaning of life and of creation. It's in the signs of God in the world. They were changing, and I found this very interesting. The old signs that used to give meaning, the meaning had gone from them. And I saw new signs. I actually feel the internet is one of the signs of God, but nobody sees it as a sign of God because they haven't woken up to that. So as this energy of love comes into creation, it has a new note, it means creation has a new purpose. And it is actually quite a different purpose to the purpose of the last 2, 4, even 6,000 years. There's a different purpose. Now, the energy of love, it comes from the uncreated, it comes from this primal oneness, which is this beautiful note. If you ever hear it somewhere, there's the one note behind creation. It is like love hitting the bell of creation. It sends a very beautiful note. It's one note. And then from that one note, it begins to manifest, not yet in the visible world. And the first plane of manifestation is what the Sufis call the divine names, which are the archetypes. In Sufi tradition, there are 99 names of God, which are the archetypal energies of the divine. And if that note begins to change, then the interrelationship, the interaction between those archetypes will begin to change. And this is very important. Jung called the archetypes the building blocks of humanity, or he also called them the dry riverbeds through which life flows. Now, if those riverbeds begin to change, if the patterns behind creation begin to change, then life will manifest in a different way. But yes, you are completely right that as the note of love that underlies creation begins to get played, then the archetypes reconstellate themselves. If you like, it is like a new dance begins.